A leading international criminologist says high-level political intervention may be needed to solve the country's spiraling gang problem. And over 3,000 jobs will be lost in the poultry sector as a result of a flood of imports from countries like Brazil. I'm Richard Brooks. A leading international criminologist says high-level political intervention may be needed to solve the country's spiraling gang problem. Visiting Australian Professor John Braithwaite says South Africa can learn from the government of Papua New Guinea, which has recently successfully negotiated a peace treaty with its gangs. He was speaking at the University of Cape Town.
One of the most interesting things about what they did, politically, they thought their gang problem was such a serious matter that some of those gang surrenders occurred to the Prime Minister and the Minister for Justice and other very senior people would be involved in the latter stages of negotiating with the gang leadership as to what the community could do to create other sorts of employment opportunities, perhaps in government jobs, perhaps in NGOs.
DA spokesperson on police Diane Kohler-Barnard has described the decline in police suspensions as suspicious. This after Police Minister Nathi Mthethwa revealed in a written parliamentary reply that only 150 police members were currently under suspension. The figure, which is much lower than the 2009-2010 financial year, when 771 members were suspended. Kohler-Barnard says while the decrease in police suspensions should be welcomed, the DA is sceptical about the figures.
There are thousands of SAPS members facing criminal charges, so the question needs to be asked why there are so few suspensions in comparison to previous years. Now, the Minister of Police has confirmed that some stations fail to submit complaints to the IPID on time, and SAPS members are really getting away with committing crimes themselves. I'm on oversight here in the Northern Cape with the Portfolio Committee, and I have just seen a case where 3 SAPS members were arrested in connection with altering a will. They used a dead man's thumbprint to alter a will. Fraud, corruption, and their punishment. They weren't suspended. They were given a 500 rand fine each and haven't missed a day at work.
Over 3,000 jobs will be lost in the poultry sector as a result of a flood of imports from countries like Brazil. This has seen the total volume of chickens available to consumers increase more than demand for the product. According to the South African Poultry Association, imports have gone up by nearly 40%. Adding to its woes is a sharp increase in maize prices. The association's CEO, Kevin Lovell.
We have to cut back, and for a company to protect yourself, it's pretty much the only way you can do things is to get rid of some of your people. There are 50,000 people directly employed by the industry and about 55,000 indirectly and another 10 or 20,000 in the grain industry. So if we suffer, this trickles all the way back into the proper rural economy of South Africa. We're sort of a bellwether for food security. So we're greatly troubled not only in our own losses, but the consequence of those losses, because it will affect many more people than simply ourselves. So we represent the future of agriculture in South Africa, not just us as the chicken industry, but any of the animal products industries.
The King Hintsa FET campuses at Butterworth and Sintani in the Eastern Cape have been closed temporarily. This after hundreds of students embarked on a strike complaining about the lack of electricity and other needs in their residences. They have accused management of failing to provide them with basic needs. Weile Metembihle elaborates.
The top management of the institution did not fulfill the needs, as we believe that this is a college of promises. They always keep on promising the student that they can do whatever they are about to do, but now they fail to receive the needs of the student. That's why we have tried to embark on strike.